Let's see how the New Testament defines the role of a presbyter, which is also known as an overseer, pastor, or an elder. Now, this role is similar to the judges of Israel in the Old Testament, who Moses handpicked to help carry the burden of leading his nation. Now, in the New Testament, we see the apostles picking leaders to also help manage the growing Christian movement at the time. For example, in Acts 14:23, it says that Paul and Barnabas appointed elders in each church in the region of Asia Minor. And at the Council of Jerusalem in Acts 15:22, we read that the apostles and elders with the whole church decided to choose some of their own men, note, men, males, and send them to Antioch with Paul and Barnabas. So they chose Judas and Silas, again, men, males, who were leaders among the believers. And then Paul says to Titus, the reason I left you in Crete was that you might put in order what was left unfinished and appoint elders in every town as I directed you. Now, Paul goes on to add a list of what we might call do's and don'ts that's required for this office of presbyter or elder pastor. They're supposed to be blameless, again, male only, or as Paul says, a one-woman male, and I'll explain more on that as we go along. They're supposed to have children that are obedient to them. They're supposed to be hospitable, love what is good, have self-control, righteous, holy, disciplined, solid teachers, and somewhat of an apologist for the faith. Now, here are the don'ts. Now, you immediately see how short the don't list is compared to the do's. They're not supposed to be self-willed, quick-tempered. In other words, I think not violent individuals, not drunkards, not a bully, not greedy for money. One of the things made clear by the scriptures is that these leaders were to be males, males only, and preferably married with obedient children, as we just saw. For example, note how Paul qualifies the same list he gave to Titus, which he now gives to Timothy, by saying in the previous chapter, I do not allow a woman to teach or domineer over a man. In other words, the woman is not to oversee males in the congregation, in the church, with the teaching authority Paul goes on to list in chapter 3. And that's because Paul says, Adam was formed first, then Eve. And Adam was not deceived, but the woman, because she was completely deceived, fell into sin. Now, what's also clear from the scriptures is that these appointments were made by local congregations who handpicked, as I said, pastors from their own membership. So these were men well known among the local church who then were able to easier ascertain whether they met the requirements that Paul sets out here in these scriptures.